Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina. Welcome to my channel. This channel is called Lifting Pins and Needles, by the way, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Today I want to show you a blouse I just made, and it's a Burda pattern, but not from the magazines. It's one of the ones you can buy in an envelope, the ones that bring seam allowance, and it is Burda 6533. I will put a picture here so you can see the cover of the envelope. And it's a really nice fitted blouse that features a little shawl collar, I think several buttons that go down, rounded at the bottom, and lots of sleeve options, nicely fitted bodice with bust darts and darts everywhere, you know. So I really like these styles, and I know Burda is not that popular sometimes. Instructions can be a bit scant. But for me, I love them, and I always know the fit is going to be right, and I really trust the drafting. And for me, in a pattern, that's the most important thing. That is what counts for me. So I love this pattern. This was sent to me in a swap, and so I've been planning to make it since last year, and I chose a really nice polka dot fabric to work with for this time. It's a crepe. Now the fabrics they recommend are woven fabrics, light to medium weight woven fabrics, no stretch. So I chose a non-stretch crepe. The sizes here, I don't have like body measurement charts to show you because they aren't on the envelope. And inside, when I cut out the pattern pieces, I sort of threw away the areas where that information was. But knowing Burda, I know what size I am on Burda. And they have European sizes 34 to 46, and I just made a 46, so I know that that is my Burda size. Now these Burda patterns are different from other big fours because they don't have a lot of ease, so you do actually have to make the size that you're supposed to make. So in US sizing, this will be a size 20. Now if I went to a McCall's or Simplicity or something and made a size 20, which would be my size in those patterns, I would have this huge garment. So I usually just size down a couple, and I usually make a 16. Well, with the Burda, you can't do that. You have to make the size that you are meant to make because the ease is appropriate for wearing. The chickens and the rooster here, so I apologize, they are just outside. Anyway, I have filmed a little bit of inside bits of me constructing. You're going to see me messing around with the darts as usual to ensure that I get a good fit. I'd rather do that before, you know, I rarely make a toile, I just don't do that. So you're going to see me do that, some construction, and some details about the shawl collar, which I found very easy to construct. So let's hop into that. I've shown you how I lower the bust dart before. I am lowering it by 2 centimeters for this particular pattern. So here are the dart legs there. I just drew a rectangle there, and now I'm going to lower it by 2 centimeters. Now I'm eyeballing it because I know that's 2 centimeters. And I'm just going to put some tape there and then fill that up with paper and just draw out these lines there on the side. So I've gone and filled up that missing piece of paper there. This alteration doesn't change the length of your blouse, like nothing changes, you're just moving a dart to a different place. So the apex is sort of, the height is there instead of being up there where it used to be. So now I'm just gonna draw out the lines on the side and then trim it off, and then everything will be nice. Now I'm checking to see if the back waistline height is correct for me. Now there is a little mark there on the side that marks the waist, and I am measuring from the top there of the shoulder seam, like the nape of the neck, discounting seam allowance down, and this waist height is 44 centimeters, and that's correct. That is exactly my height of my waist at the back. So I don't need to move these darts around or make manipulations to the darts. I don't have to touch them. I can just sew them up as they are. So that's really good. I've been finding these diagrams they show really helpful. I'm not sure if you're going to see that. but there's a shoulder seam there, and there's that little piece that goes on top of the collar. This is the under collar that's been interfaced. So that is enough explanation for me, and I've done that. I've sewn that on, trimmed the seam allowance, clipped the edges, and now the next stage is to sew these two collar pieces together, the one that the facing and you know what comes up for the shawl collar. So I've got them here. I've sewn them together there, and I've pressed them open, and now I'm going to continue with the next step, that is to unite that to there. Pretty much sure it's like right sides together though, but yeah, that's going to be fun now. So here is the main body of the blouse. It's already been constructed, and then I have the collar pieces or the facing that includes this part up there, goes all the way around there. So that's all pinned. I'm going to sew down to the hem. It's rounded, so when you finish that turn there, you're going to catch the part that's going to be hemmed. Before I actually sew on this, I have done two steps that were not in the instructions. So for this area, the facing, I have added on bias binding there to the edge, as you can see, satin bias tape, and I have added on bias tape to the hem. The hem allowance is very small for this pattern. I don't like small hem allowances, so I have already attached this onto the bottom there. You can see it's been attached on, and when I come around this side, I'm gonna stop like there, and I'm not gonna catch that bias tape there. It's gonna be above. So then I can fold that up, and this would actually be like 1/2 centimeter folded, and then I'm gonna have this extra so that my hem ends up being about that much. So yeah, now I just have to sew this on, flip it, and then deal with this area here. Here it is partially constructed again. You can see that under collar that's right there, and then the collar piece that I attached there in the middle, and that's how it's gonna flip over and be like a shawl collar. There you can see the facing with the bias binding, and at the bottom you can see that finishes in a rounded detail, and the bias binding is tucked under there. I have done a few stitches right there to keep that in place. I did some under stitching here right there because this collar is actually going to lie like that, so that was important to do. So there's all the under stitching is at the bottom there where you can't see it, and you can't do the whole under stitching all the way to the bottom because this bottom bit is actually going to be seen, so you just have to pick a spot where it won't be seen, you know, where the collar is going to start, so sort of from there all the way around. Now I just need to attach the sleeves, and this here is hanging loose, same as this part there. All this is hand finished. I have to do a slit there and then attach that there by hand to the shoulder seam, fold that under and do a slip stitch under there and then the other shoulder. So all that detail on the collar will be done by hand, and I like that. I like that the instructions have you do it by hand because it always turns out better. Here you can see where I've clipped those corners diagonally. That's going to allow me to fold those seam allowances under and have a clean finish on the collar. I've done that on both sides. Now I have to turn those seam allowances in, and you can see I've put a lot of pins. There's a really neat corner there. There you can see the shoulder seams. So it's all going to be nice and closed there all the way to the other side, and then we reach that other corner and then down. You can see the bias tape finishes look really nice as well there. I like adding it on when I can. And now you can see it already hand sewn. Hand sewing with black is really cool because there's no way you can see it, and I did tiny stitches. And even if it wasn't in the instructions, I would have finished it like this. I think it's really neat. So here is my blouse. You can see it is a thin fabric, but it is not sheer at all. When I wear it, you could sort of see the light go through it. The shawl collar is little, so you can see it's quite small there. and from there I put 5 buttons. These are fabric covered buttons that I just found in my button stash. Now under here is a piece that you had to attach the under collar there, and it's got like a little round shape there. Now I wanted that to be super precise, so to do that I'm gonna just insert an image here. I put 1,000 pins, 1,000 pins. Now these little curved areas are a bit tricky to sew with the 1.5 centimeter seam allowance that these patterns have. Now I would rather add it on myself, because in areas like this I would leave myself a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then it's so much easier to sew precisely around the curve. So yeah, lots of pins there. And then for this roundy bit there, for that area there inside, I clipped the seam allowance in like zigzags so that there's no bulk, and this can press and turn really nice. I'm also inserting an image here so you can see that. So I love that the pattern had you do some hand finishing here on the collar up there. It was not hard to do. I find that this is one of the easiest shawl collars I have done, and the finish inside is really neat. Everything's nice and closed, all the seams are like nice and safe, and hand stitching on black fabric, really, you can't go wrong. You do tiny stitches, they will be invisible. I hand hemmed at the bottom, and I added bias tape to add length to the hem, because the hem allowance was only 5/8 of an inch, and I think that's just too little for a hem. I like them to be a bit heftier, at least an inch. The sleeves, actually I cut the version with the short sleeve, and I found that the sleeve was too long, like it was just below the elbow, and I find that a really awkward length for me. So I took off 3 centimeters of that, and now it's just above the elbow, which I still find a little bit long. I think I might go back and chop it off another inch, but yeah, that's what I have so far. I have hand hemmed that too. The sleeves were super easy to fit in, and the shoulder, the fit around the shoulder and the sleeve is perfect. So yeah, I'm super happy with this. I'm gonna just put it on so you can see how it looks, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I have it on, and you can see the little shawl collar here is very small, it's very discreet. Unfortunately, the polka dots don't let you see like the detail, but you can see how nice it lies against the chest, you know, nice and flat, no gaping, it's perfect. I think I need to add another button here, and if I look at the envelope, yeah, the shawl collar starts a bit higher. I just, when I pinned it on myself, I wasn't like properly checking that, so the last button finishes there, so that would a bit too low. So yeah, I think I will go ahead and add another buttonhole there and just have it up there where it's more covered, you know. But here you can see the shape is really nice. It's nicely shaped to the waist. The modifications I made here to the dart are perfect. The height that it reaches here is mid-hip, and I like that, super nice. And the shaping at the back is really nice there, as you can see, nicely shaped. The darts were placed really well, like for me. I've seen on Pinterest, and I will put an inspiration photo here. There's some jackets that have a collar that's like this. So it's raised from there, and then it's sort of semi-open, and I find that this is exactly like that. Like if I just didn't fold down that shawl collar and left it raised, this could also be another way of wearing this blouse, and I like that too. I really like it. So yeah, versatile. It can be worn like this or down. Now, I think if I make another one and I want to like keep it like this, I'm going to use more like a sturdier interfacing to keep this nice and raised and nice and crisp like that. I think it's another good option for this blouse. So yeah, I'm super happy, and I'm happy that I have 2 options that I can wear this blouse. And if you see this pattern around, have a go, give it a try. It's really good. You won't be disappointed with the fit. I mean, I love it. You know, it's like the shoulders and the sleeves are just yeah. Now before I say goodbye, I wanted to let you know that today, Friday the 8th, there is a pattern on sale at Love Notions for the Free Chat Friday. They have a pattern every Friday on sale and it's called the Terra Tunic. I'll put a line drawing here so you can see all the neckline options and the sleeves. My favorite is the asymmetrical one. Now I'm not making items like this at the moment because it's just way too hot. I'm in another hemisphere. But this is a pattern I would make when it starts getting colder. So if you're interested, have a look. I have a link down below. It's an affiliate link where you can see that it's half off. So that's all I wanted to share. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you for watching. Please try the Burda patterns if you see them around. They are so worth it, so worth it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you soon. Bye.